We're trying to create that space where people can, like you said, reach out and say, connect that this is where this is happening.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure that it is accessible.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. My name is Risa Andrews.
And my name is JP Jackson.
He's the person interrupting this intro. Blessed with the most. JP Jackson.
Welcome, Rizan.
To the audio listeners, did you see how almost scoff this light?
You're lighty.
Sorry.
He's a father, bro.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Coming in hot from the
Wow.
center today.
Yes.
Weighing in
Weighing in at a lot.
gloves off. A friend of both of us, JP.
Yes,
Are you
it's very
looking forward to
scary.
this?
I'm very scared.
Yeah.
But full disclaimer, the scenes depicted in this episode contain characters, both fictional and non-fictional. Names have been blurted to protect their identity.
And then shots.
You're a lot scared.
Welcome to the one and only Dean February.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
Oh, like it is actually so good because we have just receipts that we need to clear.
Okay.
We just had to clear.
Yes,
So firstly, Dean was greeted today.
Welcome,
Guys,
Dean.
I wasn't even here.
No. Listen. That Dean, please inform us
No,
what happened when you arrived.
So, when you unexpectedly get confirmation that God is real.
Yeah.
You know? That's how it felt like coming here to this house and seeing a luxurious Lyle appear before us, fresh off of his OnlyFans shoot. He's a very handsome man. He's a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you guys unfortunately like and subscribe to see
Yeah.
me all the time?
Pay membership for the only voice content.
Honestly, like, Dean's a good man.
Yeah.
He's generally.
Yeah.
But what was so cool is that, like, I didn't tell JP that you're on your way. I phoned Lyle. So that was an active choice.
Yes.
That was an active choice. He wanted to,
And Lala.
lubricate the situation.
My t-shirt was in the studio. Like, just cool.
Disclaimer.
Wait, you love your all your t-shirts are in the studio.
I just appreciate it every Monday.
Okay, just also we want to say welcome to Paul, and Gabby. Hi, Gabby.
Hello, hi. I was in privy to
Thank
goodness.
Unfortunately.
Thank goodness.
Next time.
Next time, hey. Whoa. The episode is still family friendly.
Yeah.
So,
Creeping up to that already.
no, really.
We really need
It's
a
giving
membership now.
link is in description
Yeah.
vibes.
This is a Patreon only episode.
It needs to be. So where are we gonna go, Jeff?
Yo, please, yeah.
What we
So
gonna start at?
let's start with just who is Dean?
There we go.
For
I
the
thought you were gonna tell me because I
Yeah, like we haven't asked it in a while.
you haven't asked, yeah.
Like just a life orientation, just update. Like, what are the
damn.
audience in for with who you are? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dean.
Hi, Dean.
Longtime friend of a lot of people in this room and all around chaos lover. I like to make life interesting for them. Went to high school with some of them, met some of them a lot later in life. So I'm a software engineer as my official title, let's say. But my real title would be the Dungeon Master for our Dungeons and Dragons game with Rizan, and also a father figure to JP.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, known them a long time.
And let's not go just
right.
before
Sure.
we.
And my newest venture is 3D printing figures, accessories, things that normally would be a lot harder to find for people in the community. Well, I might as well dive into that then. So the reason I started it is basically I was looking to get certain stuff. And a lot of it you're either going to need to import.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you do find a 3D file, you can take it to and like a proper like big company and stuff. And they charge so much money.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. And so initially, like it started for our Dungeons and Dragons game where we needed like miniatures for our like to play around and like actually show like where everybody is and for the terrain and the maps and stuff.
Okay.
And like to buy something like 4 centimeters tall was like 500 rand, bro. And I'm just like, no, what am I gonna pay 500 rand for all of these assholes? There's
He's the asshole involved, please.
there's 9 of them, and I'm just like, no, I don't love them that much. And so I was looking into alternatives, and then I found out about like resin printing, doing it at home, and the other things I could do with it. So it started out for the Dungeons and Dragons game. And it's sort of like, oh, I can do this. Oh, there's this cool thing that I like. I can do that. And it's sort of like built to where it is now. And where it is now is me trying to help other people find the things that they can't do. So a lot of people have like reached out saying that there's this particular character that they really want that they can't find in stores. Or there's this a model that they see online that they can import maybe off of Amazon or something for 10,000 rand. And I'm just like, no. Don't do that. Not in this economy. Not in this economy. Not with the VAT increase. Not with this electricity rates, bro. No. And so I'm an amateur painter. I enjoy the act of painting. It's very cathartic for me. It's very calming. But again, like this isn't. I'm not a professional, and so even if it's just getting them the model. And that's something they want to paint themselves, or if they want to actually get it professionally done by someone else. It's all perfectly okay with me. I just want you to have something that you've been looking for and actually have it for yourself.
So let's get into the printing then. For those that don't know what the resin printer can do you mind just explaining the process on what is it the material that you buy? Because this is like solid, right? Like it's not like anything that's going to fall apart on you. So what is it actually made of, and how do you then get it into the shape that you want?
For those who don't know a lot about 3D printing, 3D printing has 2 main forms, which would be your SLA or resin printing, and then your FDM printing. So one of them, you've got the one you're doing.
I just need you to do that thing where you tell us what those letters mean, and then
So FDM. I can't tell you.
I love it.
SLA, I also can't tell you.
Good answer.
I could lie, but I promised Gabby that I wouldn't lie. Unnecessarily.
As a person of color, we should always call it SLA and FDM.
Okay.
So let's say it's just resin and FDM. Let's say.
Okay.
Those are the easiest ways to break it down. So FDM printing is maybe the things that you're more familiar with. It looks like a little pin. And there's like a roll of like a plastic roll that goes down and it melts it and it draws a little object for you. So that's FDM. So they are really great for large scale things, particularly objects, maybe like this mug or that kind of thing. But they aren't very detailed. The finished product comes out very rough. You'll see the lines. You have to sand it down, that kind of thing. Where resin printing, it actually uses, as the name implies, it's a resin. So it's a liquid compound. And it's very UV reactive. Okay. So that's it uses an LCD screen that then blocks out the light, and there's a little UV light at the bottom that then shines through. So then it burns in the shape of whatever it's trying to do onto a plate, and then it just gets high. The plate lifts up and it just burns the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. So because
That's insane.
So because it's
feels like we need to do a time warp of how it goes out.
So because it's liquid like that, and because now the LCD screens with today's technology have gotten so sharp, like your 4K screens and all these kind of things. So a lot of the resin printers have even higher resolution screens. I think this was my one. I think it's a 12K or something like that. And so the detail is very sharp. And that way you can get maybe not things as large as an FDM printer, but you get something much more detailed. So those are the 2.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
That's insane.
Like, who did we bring today?
I don't know. Did you guys watch Day of the Jackal?
No,
it was like the series that came out.
I have not.
But it was so insane.
The shooter.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I didn't watch
assassin.
it. I just know about it.
So the assassin has like a guy that makes his guns, right?
Oh yeah, 3D printer guns.
And the
stuff.
guy 3D prints the guns into like everyday objects, so the assassin can like make his way without like. So he literally used like inspiration from it, like when you break your leg and you get those boots. So he built a gun in that boot, and then
That's
that
cool.
boot was like 3D printed by the gun maker. And
I'm not going to do that.
I just have to say the music.
Yeah. My mind went to. I'm just picturing the assassin in a croc and then sports mode. Flops open.
Sorry. I realize now when I asked who did we bring, everyone thought like, who did I bring here? No, sorry. I meant like the different 3D models. I clocked down and like, who did we bring to the room? 'Cause I feel like some of it we know. For example, that's Vi from Arcane.
Yeah.
But tell us about the Laughing Batman.
So that was one of my newer projects. It was pretty much about, I just haven't done something for myself in a while. And Batman is always such a cool thing. And this is a very unique Batman. So the comics, I think, came out a couple of years ago already. I think they are quite done, but it's a more malevolent Batman kind of thing. He's been infected by whatever it is that Joker has, as far as I'm aware. And so he's pretty manic, as you can see.
Yeah.
Got his black leather on. He's in his goth era. The chains are on his wrist, and just cackling away to himself. So that sort of would be like our standard size that I tend to print at, which is about like 30 centimeters. So he was fairly easy. I mean, it's mostly black. You just get a nice coat on, some gloss on the leather to actually make it like stand out.
Like I'm looking at the details and I'm like, so insane.
Appreciate
For
it.
an amateur.
Yeah. I don't know, it goes like amateur. It looks like
painter.
this.
And this looks insane, bro.
Because I didn't realize you paint these.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one that like catches you. Like, oh wait, Dean painted this.
Yeah.
I know Dean prints it.
But he painted
It.
That's
That that pushed it up a complete notch because I'm like, that is glorious now.
I
So
appreciate
I want to know, like, can people like order stuff from you and buy stuff from
Yes, so like I said, like I really wanted other people to also like be able to get their stuff, especially not just do it all for myself. And I was doing it for friends like me and they when they wanted things. So that's why I started up our Facebook page and our Instagram page. It's called the Ignition 3D Studios. You can follow us.
Yeah, we'll plug it at the bottom.
Yeah, you can follow us on either Facebook or Instagram. I post every couple of days in the projects that I'm busy with, maybe some behind the scenes. I had a time lapse of the resin printer.
Yeah.
Like how the process actually looks over time lapse.
Steal it.
So you can contact us. You can contact us there. Oh, please don't.
We will link the two of you. Sorry, him specifically.
Yeah, him,
You're
bro.
fine.
Like,
Sorry. I thought he said steal it and you were the getaway driver.
You'll act like I don't know where you live.
TBC.
Actually, I don't know where JP lives.
I don't know where you live now. I have his mommy's phone number and I will find out.
That's a crazy flex. I have your mommy's phone number.
Never miss with a kind of mommy,
I know, I feel like we started the episode like where we needed to start, but I do need us to go back.
Fair.
Thank you, Rizan.
Thank you.
The voice of reason.
Yeah. So you actually know us from primary school.
Yes, well, I know JP from primary school. I don't remember you very much from primary school.
That's fine. That's okay. I'm not
Hurtful, but okay.
That's fine.
I know we did, but I don't think we
Because
did.
you was a grade higher than us. And Dean looked very different.
Yes.
So Dean's in a unique family situation where Dean and his brother is 2 years apart.
Yeah.
2 years apart. And Dean was born before 94 with a shade. And his brother was born in 1996 and he looks like me.
So our joke has always been, we didn't know what was going to happen with apartheid, so I was born to survive. I was born to make it. And I mean, I'm still here. So I guess it's true.
I said this was born to survive.
Yeah, but he was afterwards. He got happy. Oh. So the joke is that
But-
I got the intellect, he got the melanin. That's like that's the
Holly,
As brothers squabble. Sorry, Rizana.
Yeah, that is
Rizana's still clocking.
I think he's still upset with
That you don't remember him.
No, I'm not. I'm really, I'm like this. The joke was so good. I'm very sad that I didn't make it.
Oh, it's been a joke for like 12 years now. And the
yeah,
fact that you don't
unfortunately.
remember
Yeah.
it just shows. You see?
Listen, I don't see color.
What? Oh gosh.
Okay, sorry.
Of where we got sidetracked.
We definitely, we fully
Tangent.
got.
We
oh
apologize
my
for
goodness
this
me.
episode.
So like we were talking about you not remembering Rizana.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's it.
It's fine, you know, because I don't remember Dean because we didn't go to high school. Where I reconnected with Dean was through JP. We
Yes.
played soccer together.
Yeah. As kids do.
Yeah.
In the park
That was
with
so good. Oh my days. Do you actually like deep how we used to play soccer together?
Yes. And with makeshift poles and
Yep. Two shoes separated by a certain amount of distance.
and like we actually dragged Seth with us to
Yeah,
the
shame.
football field.
Shame. The
And
poor
I'm just
guy.
like I'm thinking about Seth as he is now, and I'm thinking that's what children should be.
Mm.
There's no, you know, like all different shades,
Oh, yeah.
all the colors and creeds coming together.
We were Rainbow Nation.
But I do want to get into the saucy stuff, man.
Okay.
Right? Like, no, because the two of you, like, didn't you like rub like streets apart?
So this is I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
I think because I do. So like, Dean's the type of friend that became better friends as I grew older.
Yeah.
So like I would say maybe in high school we weren't like super tight, but as I've gotten older, like I've just gotten closer and closer to Dean just because of who he is.
That's a hurtful thing to you.
And like so we did grow streets apart, yes. So we also have another mutual friend called Callan.
Callan's the
I'll
final
name-
boss.
which I will name and yeah. So when we were younger, Callan actually looked like I did.
Yes.
So
This is true.
they grew up together 2 streets away and he used to visit regularly, but I never saw him until I got to grade 8 when I saw this guy and it was almost like Fishopa. So we had that encounter and he is friends with Dean. And then that's how we clicked together from there. So we were able to spend a lot of the childhood spending time together, burger over all those nice things.
Just remember that he said we weren't good friends in high
We
school.
weren't like I wouldn't respectfully.
This man was in my house in the week. You know what? As in the colored house in the week. You know how that is?
Yeah.
No?
Couple
Just
2 minute
remember. Just
Dean's house had all the 2-minute noodles. It was chicken. It was like my mom was put it in the 6-pack.
Yeah.
So whatever that flavor was, that
You
you
had-
know.
you just had that.
Dean's parents
Veloci's,
had barbecue
Variety.
and every time in the week. And yes, so in the week.
Wait, can I ask a question though?
Go
Like,
with it, yeah.
in school, did you guys like have a friend that was he like your friend because like when you go to his house, it's always like a day?
that was JP's house, to be honest.
expose who the friend was.
That's
I just want to know if you had a
Actually
friend.
crazy.
Because like
Yes.
I had a friend like
Yeah,
that.
let's hear it.
So his mom would always do our group projects, right?
Yo, hectic.
So we would fight who gets to be in a group with us,
him.
bruh.
Oh,
Because
my word.
we would all go to his house to play Xbox, and his mom would do our project, and we would always get an A.
I
So
think
it
the
was like,
Department of Education has a word
Yeah,
to say
yeah,
to
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Mommy and
You don't have jurisdiction.
That's hectic.
That's crazy.
oh, yeah,
But I
oh,
think we
yeah.
all had.
I think like
we
I
all
think
had
it's
that
like a
one.
thing of being
Yeah.
like in school, like you have a friend.
Like you said, my house, but I feel like Idol's house had most of the good stuff.
Yeah, but your mom made us food.
Oh, we.
So that's
You see,
you had a
so
pool. You had food. You had a pool, and your mom made us food.
food, yeah.
There's a lot of
yeah.
mutualism happening in this friend group. I'm very happy about
Oh,
it.
because I was the friend that had a pool at the house.
Okay.
See,
I
So
don't
it's
know
like-
what my claim to fame was. I don't think.
Oh, you're just like a good
Personality.
guy. You're just like,
A chip on the old block. A right old fella. Because I'm thinking about it. Okay, when Morgie was here, I was the one who gave like you could get a lift with me.
yeah.
I was also the brat that brought like 12 slices of
Yes,
bread.
you
Hashtag I'm not a
Yeah,
victim.
you feel
But yeah, for the most part, I can't. Like, especially because I think the school that we went to, the group projects was different. Group projects was that way, like, you get, like, you're only as strong as your weakest member. So nobody looked forward to that. However, group PT was vibes.
Okay.
That way, so what we used to do for first aid was you have like the event, which is like 4 marks, and then there was the thing that you did for fun, I guess, but it's also 4 marks. So we would do like a dance routine 1 year, an aerobics routine 1 year, and stuff like that. Man. So if you were in like a nice dance group and stuff like that, that was fire. So I could dance and I could do
We
stuff.
did not have this in
I
school.
don't know. We didn't
Yeah,
have
we
the
also
same
never had this in
school.
high
Yeah,
school.
I
yeah.
don't think we had PT at all.
Yeah, it was life orientation mix.
You guys, I specifically know the thing about your school is that if you ran, you got in trouble. Like if you ran in the school premises, you'd get in trouble.
If you walk too fast, also, like to be fair.
If you didn't have the refrigerator on your back,
double aircon, minus, please.
speak about that. Tell us the trauma that you had in high school.
What were you like prescribed to have? certain
Prescribed bags, yeah. So it was the same bag for everybody, but it was literally a box. Everyone had the box bag, which is what the school's known for in the north.
Yeah.
But it was very like controversial because some people like genuinely got back problems from the bag, like because of the way it's set. But
should be sweet.
some of us just like
The statute of limitations.
it's active.
Is the company that like makes the bags like friends of the principal?
Low key.
Because
Why was it the same color as your school uniform?
But it also, I think it also ties into that thing that everybody that goes to school looks the same.
Okay.
So everyone's on the same. That was the whole idea back in the day of uniforms, that you go to school looking the same. There is no upper class, lower class, but there's always a
Gonna
way
be
to.
Was that like the idea of uniforms?
That
Yes.
is the
To
idea.
create like
My high school
everyone
was
is
like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
equality type.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A flawed way of thinking. But
Yeah.
No, but I know
Thinking
nothing's
nowadays.
perfect. Nothing's perfect.
I wasn't expecting JP to say that.
I mean, I didn't know that was like the reason.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't know either because I didn't expect him to say that at all.
okay.
Because
No.
my understanding of uniform is that it's not fashion,
Yeah.
but it's a behavior thing.
That's what I also.
That's why you're so not allowed to have faders in my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know when the fade is you say it must be
Like a school still like this today. Like is your school
So,
like that?
No, it's
so they've got a lot of the military things are out. So like hairstyles and those type of things.
Okay.
But the uniform is still there.
Okay.
I think it's very much
Built in and
it's not. They're more.
part of the
So
school
when I was in school, it was like I would say bad because of the very strictness of hairstyles and those type of things, which restricted certain classes of people from doing the things that they wanted.
racism.
I
But-
hated that, like you had to have a certain like.
Yep.
Yes. So similarly, we couldn't have steps in our hair in our school because
Me
of
also.
because it was climbing the ladder. So we couldn't have steps, but there were also other things that were just not fit for the demographic, which changed over time, rightfully so, which is a good thing.
Rizan.
No, let's
Stuck
get
on the
back.
ladder.
Stuck on the because he's got his fade in, so now he's stuck on the ladder. It's okay, Rizan.
That's
It's
fine.
okay. I also remember when I could get the fade.
Coming back to
I know when Rizan is ready, guys.
no, because like in my brain, I'm like, should I bring up the fact that Dean and Lal have beef?
Yes.
Bro, you are creating this beef.
Yeah. You are the
Perpetuating.
I'm the perpetuator.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, like so this is when in those rom-com movies where the partner cheats with someone, but then no one gets mad at the partner.
Yeah.
They get mad at the stranger instead. You're just like, how dare you take
How
my boyfriend
dare
or
you?
girlfriend
Yeah.
or whatever.
You should
So
have
that's-
known that he's
and I-
spoken for.
Yeah, and then literally every time I see this, I'm like, these people are so stupid. They're fighting the wrong person. But now I'm fighting with Lyle. And I completely understand.
So I'll explain what happened. So Lal is my go-to cinema friend. Like we go to the cinema, and so a lot of the times, the actual content of the movie resonates with Dean. As in, like, this is a movie that I know Dean and I will talk about.
Yeah.
We should watch this movie, but.
You've been cheating on Dean.
No,
Gabby.
No, he refuses to
Sad
cheat on
voice.
I refuse to cheat on Lal with Dean. You see, I refuse to cheat on Lal with Dean. And a lot of the times I'm like, we can watch it, but I'm gonna just check it with Lal.
Yeah.
Like Lal is my wife.
And then he says like, oh no, Lyle says he wants to go watch it this weekend. I'm just like,
Or because you are a person who has a day job. Lal wants to watch it during the week, in the morning or in the afternoon. You get me? That's the tea.
I could quit my job.
I'll make a plan for you, boo.
Nah, but like
I'll be a stay.
So I think the cool thing is that like my whole thing. Why am I stuttering? Yo, that's a crazy. My whole thing is
It's what happens when you get confronted by both of them.
Yeah,
at
I'm
the same-
saying my whole thing is that like I'm actually the person who introduces people to each other that would make better friends than I am. because like if I just look at it on paper, man, Lal and Dean both have like tech savvy. They're both very into gaming and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I'm literally holding them back from a budding relationship. Welcome to the GenC Matchmaker. If you need love, SMS to love.
This is the second week in the day.
Nah, but the previous one I was violated.
Yeah.
No, but okay, coming back to after high school, because there's no Tuesday apparently. You studied computer science.
Yes.
Okay, tell us, what was that like? Why did you pursue that particular course of action, if you will?
Money.
Face.
That is the main reason. It's like, what do I enjoy? Because as a kid, you know, I mean, there's always this thing when everyone's supposed to know what they want to do, and kids, that's the expectation. And all the other kids, you think your colleagues and people your age all have that same. They know exactly what they do, and so maybe some people do, and they have that privilege, and that's great. But at the time, I'm just like, I don't like care about things very intensely.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I'm going to study further, like, what do I normally enjoy? And I enjoy like messing around with computers and stuff like that at the time in high school. So I was like, I mean, I might as well then pursue that. And it turned out to be very like fulfilling actually, because I like puzzle solving, or let's say problem solving. And the fun part of my job is finding something that someone either is struggling with or something we need to do, and me figuring out what's the best and most efficient way to achieve the end result. And it's not that I enjoy coding or anything like that. I actually just enjoy figuring out the puzzle. If I could get someone else to type for me, I'd just sit there with a coffee and like actually tell them what to do. Yeah.
It is so real. It's so good. Because I was gonna. Why did you say that? I'm actually really happy that you said that, but I'm also upset that you said that. Because I was gonna think like, this is a very like silly question, but also might be a brilliant question. Like you can judge. Is that like we are technically cavemen, cavemen that evolved, and working with computers is such a far from a natural way of doing things. And then you've articulated actually what is appealing about it, because that was my question. That was my question.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
such a great way of putting it. I think you that we're so primitive, and so like the fact that we also drawn to those aspects. So like, for example, when you say you are in like software, automatically I think that you just like computers, and that's something that's the reason why you went into it. But the actual the skill of problem solving is also something that can be found in lots of other professions. It's just like your way of thinking about it is through the lens of IT.
Yeah.
Are you you said software engineer? What is the difference between that and like a developer?
Honestly, it can be really big and really small. It really just depends on like where you are in the world and what company you work for.
Okay.
Because then, let's say, one company, I'd be considered an intermediate developer. At another company, I'd be considered a lead analyst because they don't have the intermediate position.
Okay.
But the intermediates generally are the head of a team. They might still fall under senior, and the senior would have like the architectural knowledge and things like that. But then the lead would be the head of like said team, and then he'll have a bunch of juniors working under him. And then the lead would then report. So that's what I'm saying. Like the jargon can be like very misleading sometimes. But generally, a developer is just someone who gets given like a task. You are good at coding. You are still learning. That is like your entry level kind of thing. Yeah. Where I'd say I'm an engineer / like analyst, which is then my job is to then analyze, not just be given a task and figure out how to solve it, but analyze our current structure and how we can actually solve problems before they become problems. That kind of thing.
So I actually want to dive into that a little, because a lot of the like you said, the software engineering side makes me think of you in like a hoodie working on your own. Mr. Robot vibes. Thank you. But actually, it's very team orientated. Everyone has their part in the system.
100%.
Which is not what, if I had approached it as an outsider, it's not what I would have thought you were doing. You had a specific skill set and now you basically taking over. Whereas you, in my understanding, it's all part of the system and each one has their part, and together you get to create this thing.
Especially with larger like projects for larger companies or things that have a large scope, like either websites that have multiple different branches of things. Things can get quite complicated, and to just have one particular person or team looking after it can get very messy because there's a lot of things to do. So companies would normally split people into groups, and they would look after a particular, let's call them features. So if you are the intake of new business, that's a feature. That would be a particular company. Then you are the withdrawal of money from the business. That would be a feature. This team would look after it. Then there'd be a team that would maybe look at glitches and bugs and things that might happen in the code. They'd like take care of that. That would be the day-to-day messiness. Yeah. So those are like how we'd split things up. So we all work on the same code base. We're all contributing to the same thing. It's just that who's looking after what is the difference.
My girlfriend is a like a financial tester / software tester, and that's something that I was introduced to like a few months before she got that job. And is that also something that you guys do within your team?
So yes, so it depends. So there's a lot of old ways of working, which is more project based. Okay. People would like get a bunch of people who's like necessary for the project, and they'd sit for like the year to 2 years that it would take to get this thing to market. Where the thinking in the industry has moved past it long ago, and a lot of companies are now catching up to doing things in a more agile way, and the process is called agile, where we break things into smaller groups, and we try and get smaller increments of work to market faster. So we might not get the whole project up, but we can get like, let's say, like I said now, the intake of new business. And then if you can get intake and withdrawal, those are your two main functions. So you can add all the extras as we go, as in smaller updates. But we've already gotten so much new business now already by getting this done. Where in the old way, we'd build everything and it's 2 years before you even see any revenue or any profit. So to get to that stage, we would obviously have to test everything. So the developers would write their own tests to make sure their code is working properly. We would then have maybe the BA who assigned the work do his own test to make sure that's working to the specifications that he wanted. And then we'll have the software testers who would actually do the full back to front testing to make sure it's not affecting and nothing else in the system has been affected. Everything's all good before that thing gets shipped to production.
Yeah.
We're being treated. Like genuinely, because I feel like what tends to happen is, especially where we are now in 2025, we have, say, a thing that we specialize in, whether it's a podcast. And we sort of then try and add different elements to the podcast. Like we add a social media, we add a website and stuff like that. And I think that like us getting this information around software, around engineering and stuff like that is very useful because then you understand why we're paying so much. You know what I'm saying? We're not just putting it in but it's just a website that somebody had to.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
I know my worth.
Okay, do we want to stay here or can I move on to
No, we can go. I'm interested in the dungeon.
In the dungeon.
In the dungeon. In the D and D. Pause. So in order for
Fancy way of saying that, please.
Not just while we're there, like Dungeon Masters, it's also like a bit of a...
whoa,
Yeah. So
Just gotta get that out the way.
It's actually a very old term. So the newer, more PC term, let's say, would be Game Master. Because there's a lot of other kinds of games that are done that are not particularly Dungeons and Dragons. There's Pathfinder. There's a lot of sci-fi kinds of games. A lot of like other military kinds of games. And so
I think Rizan told me another term.
I'm annoyed, yeah. I'm annoyed.
What is a
That's
dungeon
table.
daddy?
that is the name that my players have assigned to me. I did not tell them to do this. I just want that on record, please. Please.
the plot thickens.
That was not remotely where I was going to go. Okay, but since we are there, yes, Dean is the master of games. The true script writer of what we do. But before we get into the actual relationship around that, you did a thing there where you spoke about the different tabletop role-playing games. I thought that's what you were about to say. Because for that reason, we use the term GM. It's just that because we can, and because Dean is our really, really good friend.
Yes.
I've taken to call him Dungeon Daddy.
Okay.
That's so. I also call him the All Father now.
Oh, that's new. What?
Listen. It's okay. Firstly, disclaimer: I'm not meaning it in a sexual way.
Yeah.
No. It's
Put
just
the 50 shades away.
It's just a matter of
It's
like
49
there's a lot of
shades.
permission that is needed that we need to come in for. Just like a lot of permission. It's like, can we do this? No. Roll a d20 or suffer the consequences. So essentially, the reason why I've taken to like, oh, that's new. It's at least very new. Is that we are at the stage of our campaign where people are dying. People are dying. So when you play this particular game, I'm gonna let you go, Dean. You're gonna cook. You get a character. Right, and so much work goes into making this character. You have to choose a class, a race, a background, starting equipment, etc., etc. And then you die, and you make a new character sheet. So there's dying and becoming unconscious, and then you can just like revive them, you can heal them, all these different cool things. We don't have those spells yet. we don't have those spells yet. We don't have the facilities. We don't have the facilities for that. And then there's something called a TPK. And so I'm gonna let Dean go, but just know that I'm going to let you speak first and then explain why or what it's like from the outside looking in. So, Dean, explain what a TPK is meant and explain why that is always the first thing that you write when you start a session.
My players have a very distorted image of me. They're always thinking that I'm out to get them, apparently. Where I'm just trying to make it interesting. Add a little flavor. Because if no one feels in danger, So, as you said, like when you make your character sheet, it's a long process. I mean, like you sometimes take like an hour or something to actually make it. And when you've been playing for a long time consistently, you obviously become attached to your character. You meet new people. You're going around exploring things. Your character might get new things, and so it's like it's your character. You decide where you go with it, how you interact with the game master or dungeon master the way you want to take your character's journey. So it's an interactive activity. And so when they die, it kind of hurts, I suppose. And so a total party kill is what a TPK is. And that is when they have made many wrong choices. And I try to help them sometimes, and they just continue to make bad choices.
Like Razan's one of
He's gonna speak about the person that I am in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, well, is he allowed to?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's a total party kill when everyone's characters pretty much die.
Endgame, basically. Literally think endgame.
And
wow.
Yeah. And yes. Yeah. So then we need to decide as a group. It's is this then the end of our campaign?
Okay.
We start something else, or do we try and figure out a way how maybe the characters can come back, or do people then write new characters and they take up the mission of these people that have now like died? That is normally how you'd like continue after something like that. We're not supposed to aim for a total party kill unless you are trying to be mean.
Yeah. So did that happen to you guys? Oh, okay.
No. So
he's a benevolent god.
I give them so many chances.
Okay.
So as an example, my brother's character was the first actual death of the party. I think this was last year. And so he died. Everyone had to sort of like have a chance to live. Everyone had to roll their dice and get numbers. I gave everyone 3 chances, and he fucked up all 3 chances. And so he died, and he really wanted to keep his character. So we wrote it in so that he could find a way to his friends, could keep his body like on ice basically, and they could find maybe a magician or someone who's willing, stronger than them, willing to help like revive their friend, which they did. And there's consequences for everything you do. So he was possessed by something that came with him on the way. So he's alive. Yeah, but technically. Yeah. And so
that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
But the storylines, team. So some of them are from ESCOM's to Push.
The storylines, no. Gabby was asking before we started.
Don't worry.
We started writing. So we started recording, sorry. Do I ever play? That is more the question.
Oh.
And so, because I obviously like DM for them and I DM for a few other friends, like smaller sessions and things like that. And I said, like, I actually did manage to play. And the reason is, like she said, like, I was just sitting and I'm like, how do I play? I don't know where to communicate and reach out to people because these are like small eclectic things, not a lot of people talking about it. You don't know where to like sort of reach out. And everyone uses ESCOM to Push. Sponsored. Not sponsored.
Well, technically the lights are on.
And so everyone uses the app. And since they've added that community note section where people can say like, it is, your waters may be out. People normally sell things on there even. And I just said like, let's just see if there's anyone in, I'm in like Table View side. I'm in Parklands. There's gonna be someone. So I just reached out, and surprisingly, someone like actually got back to me. A few people said, "Oh no, they haven't played, but they really want to," and other people said they're currently playing in a campaign, but they're on like break right now, and they want to do it just like a one-off session. Yeah. And so like we made a date, met up at the house, and we played like and actually got to play as a character, it was really fun. Yeah. And that sort of comes around to then like how I wish there was more of a way to like actually speak to a larger community just about things. There's so many things we miss out.
And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because that's also what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to create that space where people can, like you said, reach out and say, connect that this is where this is happening. Yeah. So that we can make sure that it is accessible. And I think that is the fundamentally one of the great things that you are doing. You are making you're making the stories accessible for everyone. Well, I think you are. And I think that's really the thing that I love about it. One, I love you as a human being, yes. But I like the fact that you are making sure that this is getting to the people it needs to get to.
So there is actually, we do know of a place where we can actually reach out to a larger community now, thankfully. We've discovered it literally this year. The Fanaticus board game place, they actually host Dungeons and Dragons.
So is that going to be our shout out for the week? Might as well. Might as well.
I wasn't prepared. I don't even know the address. I feel like it's Sonnebloem. In Paradise.
Yeah.
They sell board games and all kinds, and they host like you can come and actually just play. Like you can come and play any times of
And they
board
have
games.
like almost everything.
Yeah, they have a
Full
lot. They have a lot on Tuesdays and then Saturdays, I believe. And then if you want to sort of host your own event, they also do that. You can just like obviously contact
And it's
them.
affordable. Like
It's really affordable.
Yeah.
It's so decent.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Thank you though.
Yeah, just
I
quickly
appreciate it.
on Dungeons and Dragons, because you asked the question. So I'm the annoying guy. I what's it called? Metagame.
Yes.
I metagame because I play like I'm trying to win.
Yeah. So the point of the game isn't to win.
Okay.
Let's just say it's an adventure.
Yeah,
If any
yeah.
of you have watched One Piece, or anything
Yeah.
like, it's One Piece. We're here to. The point of the game is to tell a fun story,
Yeah.
something that we can all enjoy.
Okay.
So there's obviously combat and there's things like
Yeah.
that then you'd want to win because otherwise you did.
Yeah.
But like the point is to just it's think of it as like improv with
Yeah.
props.
Yeah.
And we have a little story. You know what you want to do with your character, and we banter off one another and we make a story. And that's the whole point of the game is to just enjoy like a little fun time.
Yeah.
Is it him or his character?
His character.
No, it's me.
Okay.
No, it's me.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And he also knows what he wants from the others.
That your
When-
that's just a fact in life.
Yeah. So yeah, you can be a bit pushy.
Yeah.
So I need to calm him down sometimes.
Any pushback from the?
No. I own it.
Okay.
I own it. Look, okay. Part of it is that like sometimes they're actually irritating teen. They actually because they don't know the characters properly.
okay.
They don't know what they want to do, and they take long and all that stuff. So in those instances, I think, okay, wait, this will actually just like you know, but I do take it too far.
You're just trying to be a good manager.
Yeah.
Like it's that
Big
part of
man.
you.
Do you know what it is, man? You know what it is? Is that like I know that some of their characters can save us, but they don't know that they can save us. And so I have to take that information to the grave, apparently. And that scares me, bro. Because the thing is now, like, with this world, there's obviously there's social encounters, political encounters, combat encounters, and sometimes there are things that like require finesse, man. And so there was like maybe per session that we have, there'll be one or two moments where a character has a great moment of finesse, and like it really makes a big difference. We've been so long in the campaign that you can augment and add different aspects to your character to know that you actually have this card to pull now. And we just don't. we just do not. You know what I'm saying? And so we get into this thing where because we know we're going to have a combat encounter, we force ourselves to become blasters and fighters. When there are things like battlefield control, there are things like trying to like just, you know, romance the villain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's all part of the plot, you know. So nobody's trying to be Star-Lord. Nobody's trying. Everyone's trying to be Captain America. So a bit of a spoiler. So my character right now is a bit of like I was like lawful good, but I'm low-key chaotic. So I made a deal with the devil.
So for like people that are like have never played it or thinking of playing it, like you say you have sessions. Like how often do you have these sessions, and like how long would a session usually like be?
That's up to your group. So
Okay.
you guys are the friends. You know how long your attention spans or what people. We're all grown ups. We all got like, things to do. So a lot of people tend to, let's say, play in the week, and they play every week on a particular day for like, let's say, 2 hours or something.
Okay.
So after work, let's say 6:30 to 8:30. That's their day. So a lot of us have responsibilities, kids, work really late, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we've chosen to like play on the weekends. And so we normally we'll try and play as much as we can, but again, weekends tend to be busy. So sometimes we play 2 to 3 sessions a month. Sometimes it's once a month, and then now with like Ramadan, we've now taken sort of a break. So now we haven't played like in the last month. So it's really up to you guys to decide how often you want to do this. That's also, if you're writing your own story, you know how long sort of you want to make it. Or if you're getting one of the pre-written books, official booklets, you can like kind of gauge how many sessions it would be. So then, I mean, if you say, okay, cool, it's going to take 6 sessions of 2.5 hours, then you can decide when you want to place those with your friends and that kind of stuff.
Question. Sorry, so a campaign consists of those little sessions because it's
so
part of the story that you...
Yeah, so the things tend to, you can think of it as almost like little pieces. So a session would just be an instance of something. And then you could say there's a town that needs help with something. Maybe in one session, you do save the town, but maybe you only find out who the villain is in the first session. And then your second session is then, okay, cool, gathering your allies, getting suppliers. And then the last session, your third session, is actually fighting the villain, saving the town. That's done. So that's like one little arc. And a campaign would just be a collection of little arcs. So you could actually end it right there. It could just be like a one-off for just those 3 sessions where you play to save this town and everything's great. It only becomes like a campaign where if you keep those characters and then we move on with a larger overarching story like onwards.
So like what this experience has done for me is like especially seeing Dean work, you know what I'm saying? It sort of gave me the platform to see like, oh my word, how can I tell like a story from our culture or our experience through that particular format?
Wow.
And so that's like really a goal of mine is to incorporate tabletop role-playing game in like sort of South African setting. So, and I also think just to add to what Dean was saying, how people can play 2.5 hours, I do think that's like, you've played it before. As novices, you need a little bit more time to like really understand the game mechanics. Because also spell casting, for example, or spells in general it's an experience. It's an experience. And I don't even think we're doing it correctly.
But it's your interpretation, it's your moment.
It works out in a funny way.
When you guys describe the game, it sounds like a series.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, think of it like that. Every episode is its own thing.
And it's a series that you watch together.
I've cried.
It's like a series that you watch together and you're
That's why
part
it
of.
sounds so interesting.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because like you get to experience it with your friends. It's like you're not watching something alone like, on your TV. It's like...
But you know how... Sorry, Lal. I just love how... And I think you're also getting it the way I'm... Like, you guys sound immersed in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it sounds so immersive. And to your point... telling these arcs from our community in an immersive environment will give almost that tangible feeling of what is going on in those spaces, which is absolutely amazing.
This is one of the things that makes it sort of a unique thing. Because let's say I'm an avid reader. Everyone loves reading. But reading is information coming to you. You are not a partaker of the story. You're enjoying the story as a third party. Doing any kind of like tabletop or role playing thing, your actions have a direct effect on what happens. It's not like we're on a linear rail where we do this stop and then this is the next part of the story and this is the next part of the story. What they could, if they were supposed to go to the next town because they were supposed to be heroes of the first town and someone's going to give them lift, they could have burnt the first town down because they're chaotic like that. Now they are enemies of the state. So now they're getting hunted by the town gods. It completely derails whatever you want. And so this is why it becomes so immersive. And so because you feel that you are doing something, it's almost like a video game where you are in direct control of your actions and then your actions have consequences and things can just go completely
just like
anywhere.
Everything in life.
I want to say the last thing and then I want to move on to the roommate that you live with.
She shall not be named.
So there was 2 instances where I made an active decision, okay, we're not going to die today. And it was kind of like, it created like a frustration among us because I'm like, we could have taken this, but we could have fought. And I'm like, I don't know if we could have. And so like, obviously I conferred with another character. So like the one instance was, we were supposed to destroy like a particular book. But like, we didn't have the facilities for that. So we had to protect a
Seems
bra.
like a common theme about these facilities.
We had to protect a bra while he tried to destroy it now. And then like the book, a monster came out. while this monster came out, there were still like people on the periphery that we didn't know if they were good or bad. We just know they had energy.
Okay.
So then I was like, you know what? Do you want to help us? And then they're like, yeah, but then you must give us the book afterwards. And I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we just like, for the plot, make that decision. Then there was another instance now where like a character was like not a character that, like, it was a person that was pretending to be someone else. But it was like a low-key a big bad that was pretending to be someone else. And then like in the middle of the night, this character woke up and like was like murking us, like really like gonna kill us and stuff, until we gave like a very, very important artifact. And I was like, we were gonna try and fight. And when it was my turn, I'm like, nah, give the thing. Give the thing. Give the thing, bro. Nah, give the thing.
Choosing peace.
Give the thing. Nah, because someone rolled, and they rolled like,
I don't want peace.
Someone
I
rolled
want
like
problems.
Someone rolled, so the maximum a dice goes up to 20, man. So someone rolled now, and it was like a 19. And it's like, didn't hit. It was a miss. Give that everything. Please. Thank you. So like in those instances, man, it does paint my view of Dean. Because we will be that people that are like, nah, we must fight. But then also make me appreciate that like there might have been a few steps down the line where Dean gave us an out and we just didn't take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There might have been like a few, or there was a conversation where he said something sus and nobody picked it up.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the beauty of the experience.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. I'm so glad that design is like enjoying it. I think that's the great thing. And I think it's also testament to Dean. The fact that you guys are really enjoying the experience.
My enjoyment comes from their enjoyment. That's literally like, if everyone, like I said, if everyone can leave going, what the fuck just happened? Then I know I did a good job.
Yeah.
So that's
And it's
like,
cool that we can have this conversation on this platform. So because it like a lot of people don't know about this.
Mm.
And like me hearing about it, like hearing the stories that Rizan tells me, it's like, that's cool. I wanna experience.
Yeah. Someone should pay us.
specifically Dean. Was this other coast sponsor?
Please.
Okay, so yeah, we like it would be a great injustice if we just don't send some form of shout out to one of our favorite audio listeners, Shauna. Message from Dean.
I just want you to know when I get up later, I organize this piece.
Brownie point.
So Shauna was getting upset that we were mentioning stories without saying it's Shauna. We always say it's the friend, but we have to give a dedicated portion this week to Shauna. And thank you for lending us Dean for the
day.
For the day. I know it was tough to let him go.
Whoa.
But we appreciate that you gave us this opportunity.
Biggest of yikes. Stop playing. So with that, we're gonna go into our games for the day.
I don't know why he's pointing.
I don't know why he's pointing at you.
Wait, sorry.
The first one we are playing today is the Quizler. The Quizler. But it's the JP version.
The JP version.
So don't expect too much, but it's at least up there.
This
The
makes me
idea is that I
more
give you a
nervous for some
question.
reason.
You
Do you know what's crazy is that I was thinking like you guys wanted me to call it the Rizzler, and I was like, nah, let's call it the Quizler, and I'm like, we can't do it that side. Can't do it.
So it's meant to get progressively harder, but we'll see how the appetite
So it's three
goes.
things,
3 things.
and you must guess the category.
Guess the category. Oh, it's not actually a category. It's just a quiz this time. So I'm gonna give you a sentence,
Oh,
and you're
God.
gonna guess what
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
He's definitely the
point.
JP
It's
version.
it's a
JP's
JP
version.
version. It's
JP's
not a category.
Let's give him
It's just-
Taylor's version. Talk to us.
What do you place on a table and cut but never eat?
Oh, this is an actual riddle.
Wow. Okay. I thought this is like a quiz. This is a riddle.
Okay, so it's a riddle.
The Riddler.
The
Yeah.
riddler. The riddler.
What do you place on a table and cut but never eat? A
Yes.
board? A cutting board?
Cut but never.
True.
This is why I hate riddles, because you have multiple answers, but it needs to be the one that you want.
He's just like, is the answer like tension or something?
No.
Put tension on the table.
Put tension on the table.
Oh.
Let's go.
I thought the tension was good.
The tension was
No,
good.
but the answer is a blank. Yes.
Blank
So
cards,
it's
okay.
so it's a riddle. Sorry, I also
Quality. No,
clearly,
no.
I
Move on.
I googled the wrong thing.
This is better. That's actually better. It's better.
What goes all around the world but stays in one place? What goes all around the world but stays in one place?
I mean, technically my house, because it doesn't move, but it spins. So.
A map?
That's
Is the answer a map?
No,
Okay.
it's not a map. All around the world but stays in one place.
The sun.
Water?
Atmosphere, I don't know.
The atmosphere.
We're getting too ticky.
Yeah, you're getting very tricky here. But I like it. I
Is
like
it
it.
like, so not the ocean?
Go. It's not the ocean.
Okay.
Can I give one more guess or should I close it up?
Close it out.
3, 2,
Give
1.
us-
A stamp.
I hate you.
Oh.
It does.
What are those?
I mean,
A stamp.
yeah, first, what
A
are those? Secondly, that's only if my post is going around the world. If I could just send a letter to Lars, there's only going to bow.
I never said it's your post.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Relax,
It's not
relax,
Africa, but it's
relax.
going
I never
around.
said it's your post. I never said
I'm
it's
just
your
saying.
post.
The question is actually valid.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
hate it.
Yeah. The last one I have here is I am hard to find,
Oh God.
difficult to leave, and impossible to forget.
There's going to be something stupid like love or something.
Who am I?
I'm hard to find. Difficult.
Hard to find, difficult to
Is
leave,
it the same thing?
and impossible to forget.
Refuse to think about this.
Yeah.
I hear what
Is it
you're saying,
memories?
but
But it's not.
Memories?
No.
It's hard to find memories.
Sometimes it
I,
is.
It's, yeah.
Ooh, getting
Yeah.
older.
Especially-
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Difficult to leave.
Difficult to leave, yeah.
Impossible to forget.
Uh-huh.
Rotted. Okay.
It's
3,
impossible to forget.
That's what I'm trying to think, like, what is impossible
2.
to forget? Because you can
Find your name?
technically, Alzheimer's
No.
can make you forget anything.
Oh, yeah. 2. Cool.
Got dark.
And even,
Oh,
if,
sorry.
and even if you have the dimensions also, that's also
Dimension.
Yeah.
That is
It
different.
is a friend. And with that, we move on to it.
I'm so mad at
That's so cute.
Can we swap? Can I sit on that side? I'm away from this one.
Can I just say it's hard to find, of course.
man.
Of course, with that type of behavior.
Because you act like this. It's like
It's the way you act,
And that was my rendition of the Quizler.
Nah, but this is why we love you, bro. Like, it's just like, you. Otherwise, who else is gonna be your friend?
Oh, that's you're not
That's
JP.
me.
I always
Thank you, Mal. If you give me that only boys con.
So, the second game we like to play, because this is going well, is the game from the bowl.
Yes.
A series of hypothetical questions. You actually know this one, and it's called
Say my now.
Dean, you can read this one, but
Okay.
I'll read this one first. Say my now, you have to choose between a potion. Tina, I read patron. Because I can't read. That can heal any disease, or a potion. Maybe this looks like patron now the second time.
Someone's hand.
And gives you all. Wait, let me start over.
Yeah.
Say now you have to choose between a potion that can heal any disease, or a potion that gives you all the knowledge for one day. What are you choosing?
I'm gonna take the knowledge for
No.
like then I can literally come up with a potion that can heal anything because I'm just super smart.
But you're only smart to the extent of what is known.
Fair, but then I could. So this is the thing. I mean, like you said with knowledge, you can only have knowledge up to a certain point.
Yeah.
That's good. Eh? So even if I don't make a potion that can heal all diseases, I can maybe make a potion that can heal most diseases.
Fair.
And
But
then I
like,
can sell
are
that to
you-
a pharmaceutical company.
Are you like able to make that potion in one day though?
Probably
Yeah, 'cause
not.
You just
Fair.
have the knowledge for one day.
Write it down. Have you never heard of a journal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Fair.
I'll take the first one.
Potion. that
Yeah,
can heal
I
any
think-
disease.
I think I'm not gonna be able to solve as much as I want to with the knowledge.
Yeah.
I
What
think
you gonna
so.
do with the potion?
Cancer, bro. First one.
yeah.
First one. Cancer needs to go.
Oh, but you only have one bottle of potion.
One person that becomes the test subject. That it is what it is. Living proof.
Yo. Damn. Straight to human trials, he says. Okay, mingle on. Like, damn, bro.
Can I just say so many things was funny about
Oh, because I was thinking I'm choosing knowledge for a day because like raw, like, okay, cool. We get a potion that can heal any disease. Now you just have like a people are gonna hunt you, brother.
Honestly, there's too many people anyway. I feel like we need less people. Regardless.
Views expressed.
Okay. Say, man, now you could bring back one discontinued snack. Damn. What are you bringing back and why?
And why? Yo.
Ooh.
Holy molies.
Yo, I forgot
Those
about holy
was
moly.
so
That's a good one. That's a good
Gabby's
one.
Gabby's like low-key MVP. Like,
Those were so
I'm
good.
gonna bring back that Nestle mint chocolate that they use for peppermint tarts. But they don't. Yeah, like
They don't do it's not the
peppermint
same.
tarts have not been the same since.
So
bro.
I was just gonna choose a chocolate, but your tempo's in my heart. Damn.
Tempo, bro.
Damn.
That is actually usually my.
Oh, so rest in peace
Do
to
you
the
guys
teeth that was
remember
lost.
that Simba flavor? That was that light green. Was it like sour cream?
Like a
Oh,
child.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh.
That was for me peak. And I miss that flavor so much.
That's giving me swimming vibes. The one snack.
You look like you're struggling.
oh, original Rice Krispies.
Because
what
are you doing? What are you doing?
But that's a whole category on its own.
Yeah, cereal. Like what the Cocoa Pop Crunches is what it's called now. What it used to be, it just used to be called Crunchies.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it had a bear mascot. That was like
So I'm referring to like things that are still in existence but are just not the same.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's
a whole
different,
different category on its own.
Yeah.
What is Rice Krispies?
What is Rice Krispies? The shock.
Bro, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember those Rice Krispie treats? It was like a blue, shiny.
Yo, that
love
used to
that.
dig.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Who remembers getting like bars in your cereal?
Bars.
Like Pro Nutro bars?
I don't
Like didn't
remember
you get
that,
it
bro.
like in the
I just
What
remember
do you-
like with
oh.
Cocoa Pops they had that spoons that
Yeah,
would change color.
yes.
Oh, that
That
was
was
the
dope.
Yo,
That
that's
was
childhood,
dope.
That
bro.
was the
That's
norm,
goated.
bro.
yeah,
That's
it's
goated.
giving like
So you
adult
are you
tazos.
saying are you saying that like almost
A
like as a
bar.
promotional pack?
As a promotional
Oh,
pack, yeah.
Okay.
Yo, I don't remember that.
Nah, he was locked in.
No,
He
remember
was
my
specific.
100% my mommy buys jumbo of everything. If we were a house for 3 boys, nothing lasted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Has a house of 4
Scarred.
boys, I can attest.
You
Yeah.
see, scarred, bro. If you're not there when the groceries arrive, you don't see anything.
What used to be your favorite cereal
That's Droms. Oh,
Like-
Rice Krispies.
as a youngster?
Rice Krispies.
I used to love Fruity Loops, man. Don't know why.
Crunchies and Frosties were like the two things that I used to talk about.
We were talking about Frosties the other day, and I was just like, I don't get that cereal because it's like
So you,
it's like they whip
Yeah.
cornflakes and then they just
Put
like,
sugar
powder
on.
it with the sugar.
yes, so you don't
weird.
have to throw more sugar in. The
How
sugar's
weird.
already there, bro. It's just milk and cereal.
It's like,
You salted
Alex,
one
it's
less
like,
step.
how did they do that? Did someone like have to like lick each individual one and then put it in the
No,
sugar?
that makes
like,
more
how
sense.
does it stick, bro? How does it stick, man?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, how does it
Someone had to lick.
Yeah, like
Is this the automation that's taking our jobs now? That is a
That's why they
robot that's licking
discontinued
our
it.
frosties.
Yeah, that's why they discontinued it, bro. Health and safety rocked up and they were like,
That's why they stopped the stuff.
Yeah.
They stopped the
Yeah.
They stop.
Yeah, because like I don't get the
Ross not doing the
Frosties,
same, so they stop licking our cereal.
I just don't get Frosties, bro. Like, how does it stick, bro? How does it
That's
stick, bro?
brilliant, la. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
I'm very upset that you said that. Because I'm not going to stop thinking about it.
Oh, you nuts.
Nah, bro. I just that was always a question.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're talking about cereal, I didn't understand. I actually didn't understand like why we did put in utero, bro. If you needed concrete, go get concrete. What
There was
you
like a time when Prenutero slept though. I don't know.
Producer only slaps for the 30 seconds when the milk is there. Once you turn your back, it's game over. It's game over.
I didn't taste that nice as a child. Like
I enjoyed it now. I enjoyed it when the milk to Prenutria ratio was of sufficient nature, not when it became clay.
There was a phase.
There was a phase.
Okay, that's fine.
And high in fiber.
It's called fruit. So Dean,
Yes.
thank you so much for just everything today. For the end of the episode, we'd like to give the guests an opportunity to do two things. Number one is provide a message to your younger self. Yeah, that's I led with that. Thing number two is again just plug, promote, just give us one quick shout out on anything that you're working on specifically. Ignition 3D, where can people find you? Where can people follow?
And how do you like your Frosties licked?
Why?
So, a thing that I'd say to my younger self, you hit the body in the correct place. No one's found it yet. Like, joking.
The characters in the story are fictional of nature and do not contain real life.
No, the thing I'd say to my younger self is...
That was perfect, Dean. That was perfect.
Now that like I'm older, like and had like my own like mental health issues and stuff like that, what I'd say to my younger self is you should have taken it more seriously, particularly with like friends and things like that. Because when you're younger, it was less prominent and less talked about. So it's not something that I don't say believe, but I just didn't understand the scope. So to my younger self, I would have said, take mental health seriously, your own and others, and everyone just be kinder to one another.
Nice. And then?
You can find me at Ignition 3D Studios on Facebook and Instagram. We have our whole catalog linked in the bio. You're welcome to peruse the images and see what takes your fancy. We also take requests. So if anything we don't have that you want, more than happy to search the web for you and send you references. Easily to contact me on the website. You can contact through Messenger, Instagram, DMs, as well as the WhatsApp number that's linked. So yeah.
Can it be delivered like anywhere in South Africa?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've just like spoken to delivery companies and getting things sorted.
Okay.
Already people from Joburg have like reached out. So yeah, we are good to go on that.
Perfect.
Give us a shot.
I mean, I think it's fantastic, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very proud that you took this forward, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
You're so wholesome.
I know. He is the most wholesome.
He is. Yeah, he's a father.
Yeah.
Take us home, JP.
So again, just from the team and myself, thank you, Dean. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for explaining to us, and thank you for taking the time to chat to us today. I think it's just absolutely amazing, and I think I'm so proud of you. I'm so and I think that I'm very lucky to have you in my life, and I think I'm just glad that everybody else also gets to see that. So if you like this content, please do like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, send tissues, and rate us on all the audio platforms. And we out.
Cheers.
Peace.